Welcome to r/MaliciousCompliance, where people conform to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. Hit the like and subscribe, and let's begin. We have 3 great stories for you today. The first story. No one's now home? Okay, see you later. I work as a driver instructor, and our business is booked out for months. So many hours in the day with so many kids needing to learn how to drive. So the company, as an incentive for students to keep their appointments, will slap $25 extra fee if you don't give prior notice of 48 hours. If you can't keep the time, you don't get completion certificate until that's paid. COVID and sickness not applying, of course. Well, I showed up at the student's house, and he has one of those smart doorbells. I ring it, and he comes to the door. I ask for his paperwork and permit to drive, and then he's like, "Oh, be right back." This is where it gets interesting, because the way the system works is that one student drives their allotted time, and we pick up the next, and this student drives the other student home. I have this student sitting in the back seat, waiting for him to come back out so we can get her home. 10 minutes have gone by, and let me tell you, parents can get pretty upset when they don't know where their kid is. I go ring the smart bell again. A voice comes over it. "Can I help you?" Me. "Yeah, I'm here for X. Went inside, hasn't came back out yet." Doorbell voice. "No one's home." Now I know it's no use arguing with the doorbell, and I have another student who needs to get home. Me. "Oh, okay. He will have to reschedule then. Please contact the office and set up a time. I'll leave our card." Our card in big bold letters states, "Sorry we missed you. Fee of $25 now applies per school contract." Mark it down on the paperwork as a no-show and leave watching the kid through the window. Luckily, when I got the other student home, I was able to personally apologize for having their kid back. The second story. How much water do you want, exactly? I deliver bulk water to people who don't have access to city water on their own private well. For nearly all customers, it's a simple process. Either they call for deliveries or they have agreed to automatic deliveries. When I show up, I hook the truck up to the fill pipe and start pumping, and either listen at the vent or hook up to an installed alarm in order to know when the holding tank is full. This particular customer had their holding tank installed in a small utility room next to their living room and didn't install a vent to the outside, and refused to allow us to install an alarm because they didn't want us to put the 1/4-inch hole in the wall to run the alarm wire. Solution: they call when they need 2,000 gallons of water, and we show up and pump exactly 2,000 gallons of water. This procedure worked without flaw for over a decade. Literally hundreds of deliveries with no issue. Cue owner deciding to sell. We are contacted by the new owners and set them up as a new account and head over for our first delivery and meeting. We especially go over the issue with us being totally unable to tell when the tank is full. We offered to install the alarm again for free, but they declined. So we let them know when they call for water, they must be sure they have enough room in the tank for 2,000 gallons, or to let us know how much water they have room for. We went over this several times, and they laughed, saying they understood and would be calling when they were below the 2,000 gallon mark. 2 weeks go by, and we receive a message on our answering machine from the new customer. No gallon amount is specified. This set off a warning bell, though, because it was a household of 2, and it's only been 2 weeks since we filled them last. That's highly abnormal. We expected more like 5 weeks, so we call back just to double check. No answer, so we leave a message asking for confirmation. Couple hours later, we try again. By the next day, we had left 4 messages asking to confirm that they were ready for a full load. No reply. Well, they did call, so boss sends me out. I knock on the door as a last attempt. Still, no answer, so I hook up, start the pump, and set the timer so I don't overpump while reading my book. 15 minutes later, I hop out to check the water meter, 1,700 gallons. I'll watch for the next couple of minutes and shut it down. That's when I hear the front door burst open, and the woman who bought the house and had called us in yesterday is screaming to shut the water down. There's water everywhere. What the hell are we doing? The woman was ignoring our calls and even ignored me at the door, and now she's screaming at me. Apparently, she had called when the tank was half full instead of down below the mark showing where the 2,000 gallons is, and just disregarded all of our messages and didn't feel like talking to me when I knocked. So now she has 700 plus gallons of water in her living room. Boss was called out so she could scream at him. Husband came home from work so he too could scream at us, for reasons I guess. They made a lot of demands about how we were going to pay for it. Nope. Boss laid down how we saw the situation. You can keep the water free of charge, just don't call us for water anymore. Y'all are too stupid to work with. Never heard from them again. Broken-hearted. The third story. Don't want to share? Okay. It will cost you almost $5,000. I work at a school for students with intellectual and development disabilities. I supervise a therapy department. Many of the OTs enjoy working on pre-vocational and vocational training tasks with our students. Approximately 3 years ago, we started a transition program to help prepare our students for life after school. During creating this program, we hired an educator as the program lead, and she purchased a lot of items to stock her classroom. This school year, the program lead had to cover and teach in a classroom due to lack of a teacher. The room with all the training items has sat empty, many of the items not even opened. The OTs requested to use this equipment for their students. The transition program lead, threw a fit, told the principal she refuses to share the items. The principal is backing her up and told me to have the OTs make a list and she will order whatever they want. I just submitted the list with close to $5,000 worth of items. I know most of the same items are sitting in that empty classroom, but the OTs will gladly use our own. Edit for clarity. When I state she purchased the items, I meant she was in charge of ordering the items for the school with funds the school received. She never spent a dime of her own money. Bonus story. $7 for Wi-Fi? No thanks. So I am currently staying in a hotel, isolating, for the foreseeable future. This hotel advertised free Wi-Fi, and since it was a last-minute booking, I didn't see the small print. Only in public areas. Now I obviously can't hang out in the public areas. My alternative? Pay $7 per day, per device for Wi-Fi. Now the way this Wi-Fi system has been set up is to allow you 20 minutes of unpaid Wi-Fi to tempt you into giving in. This time, I was looking out for the small print. And, almost blending into the background is a small, not you box. So now, every 20 minutes, I re-sign up for the Wi-Fi service. So far, some of my favorites I have been Mrs. John Smith, Mr. Jane Doe, Miss Peter Parker, Dr. Pepper, Person Miss, Fake Name, Dr. Strange Steven. The best thing about it, it doesn't even check the email you give. So I have been happily signing up for the MP emails of Boris Johnson, etc., and happily clicking to receive promotional content. I hope you enjoyed these stories. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when the new videos come out.